Unlike last week when they gave up 21 fourth-quarter points in a loss at Houston, there was no drama for the Chiefs Sunday in a 42-20 win over Jacksonville. Hello, everybody. Eric Hosmer is here, signaling the Royals are ready to make a run at the playoffs. Well, the Chiefs probably should have beaten the Colts here at Lucas Oil Stadium. The defense put in tough situations all day long, didn't give up a touchdown until late in the fourth quarter. But the offense never made it into the end zone, and that's why the Chiefs are coming home 3-1. Hello, everybody. To be truly worthy of an NCAA tournament bid, Missouri needed to win a true road game. The Tigers did win at Oregon back in December, but they were 0 for 5 in Big 12 road games. Well, they blew a nice first-half lead at Iowa State, but this time they were able to hang on. Marcus Denman with a big first half in Ames. Scored 17, helped Mizzou get out to a 12-point advantage. But the Cyclones got to within 2 by halftime in large part because Mizzou turned it over a dozen times. Dante Garrett tied it up at 58 with 6 minutes to go. And then the Tigers go on a 10-2 run, and they win it 76-70, getting 25 from Denman and 16 from Lawrence Bowers.
We've been in some tough battles. There's 4 games, 2 at home, 2 on the road.
All right, well, Kansas, not the only top 5 team to go down this week. 3rd-ranked Texas and number 4 Pitt. Both lost today, but this was probably KU's last game as number 1. Hosting Colorado won last time with a star-studded guest lineup of Aldrich, Xavier, and Chalmers all in the house. The Hawks bounced back nicely from that loss at K-State. Brenning Morningstar shot a bunch of threes. He made his first 4 and finished with 16. And the Morris twins came to play. Marquis with a career-high 26 points. Josh Selby off the bench looked a little better today. He had 4 points and 5 assists. Marcus going for 16 points and 9 boards. And the Hawks blow out the Buffs one last time just for fun, 89-63.
I thought that we were a mad team. I mean, as far as the league race, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm glad Nebraska won.
That's right. 3rd-ranked Texas hadn't lost since January 8th to UConn, but the Horns' perfect run to the Big 12 ended in Lincoln. Brandon Richardson with a pair of free throws with 7 seconds remaining, and the Huskers pull off the upset 70-67. That means Kansas is back to within a game of the Horns, and it also means Texas won't be the new number 1. 5 days after knocking off KU, K-State hosting Oklahoma. The Wildcats pull away quickly on a 13-0 run. Rodney McGruber, he was killing it. 5 3-pointers. He finished with 20 points. Jacob Pullen had 38 against Kansas, scored 27 more today against the Sooners, 3 of 6 from beyond the arc. The Sooners made it a 5-point game in the second half, but the Cats held them off with a 14-0 run, and K-State gets back to 500 in the Big 12, 6-6. 77-62 the final. Now the Cats got to go to Nebraska next. All right, don't let them tell you it's always sunny down in Arizona. Just in time for the Royals' first full squad workout, it rained. Coincidence? Let's hope not. The club got its work done under cover of 4 batting cages. Dark clouds rolled in as all 65 players gathered for their first official day. Most of the guys, though, have been there all week, so the rain really wasn't that big a deal, unless this is your first big league camp.
You know, I think this is the first day I've seen it rain in Arizona, my 3 years in IBP.
And what a way to start the racing season down at Daytona. Clint Boyer's in the lead on the last lap of the nationwide race, but did he get to the line first? Oh, the answer is no. Tony Stewart clipped him by 7 thousandths of a second, so Stewart wins the nationwide race. The Cup season begins tomorrow with the Daytona 500. Coverage begins at 11 o'clock here on Fox. By day, 24-year-old Chris Coates is a postal worker, delivering mail to the 64130 zip code. At night, this mild-mannered mailman transforms into Superfan Chris. A Royal season ticket holder since 2003, Superfan Chris has only missed 3 home games for his high school graduation. His favorite player is David DeJesus.
I realize he may get traded, and that's terrible to see. But the ball club does have to get better.
Superfan Chris can't fly, but he can drive. When the Royals are on the road, Chris is behind the wheel.
Originally, it was to see all the stadiums. You know, everybody says they want to see the stadiums. And at some point in their life, some people don't ever get a chance to do it. They get married, the wife says, no, you're not doing this. So as long as I'm single and I can do the things I can do, I'm happy to do it.
Superfan Chris has been to 25 of the 30 big league ballparks. The post office gives him 4 weeks of vacation each year, which he uses for the longer road trips.
Working for the post office in the wintertime, when they're shorthanded, I take up all the overtime I can get. I do the best I can saving up the money, and come time for vacation time, I'm set.
Chris says his 2005 Honda Civic had 13,000 miles when he bought it 4 years ago. Now it's up over 80. His longest trip was in April.
They didn't do me any favors in the schedule making, so I had to go up to Detroit and then to Minnesota and back to Toronto and then all the way back home. It was zig-zagging all over the country basically for that one road trip.
So where does a superfan sleep when he's crisscrossing the country?
Honestly, in the car. It is the cheapest place. I know it sounds bad, but saving 50, 60 bucks a night really helps me to be able to afford another trip.
When he flies, Chris will sleep in airports. One time in San Francisco, he slept on a Metro bus. At least he tried.
They had Metro service all night long. The lady said, you could sleep on here all night long for like $1.50. And there was a fight on the bus.
Sometimes fans offer him a place to stay while he's in town. Sometimes they don't.
There are a lot of people who think I'm nuts. They will come up to me and shake my hand just because they've never seen any Royals fans like this on the road. It's really kind of amazing.
Superfan Chris travels alone, but one of these days he wouldn't mind sharing his adventures with a lady.
Relationship wouldn't be bad. She's got to understand, though, this is the gig I've got. And so, you know, a lot of people come up, take pictures. You know, you cannot be jealous. You know, you can't be mad at what you see.
So why does he do it? Why does a mailman invest so much time, money, and effort into following a team that hasn't reached the playoffs since the year he was born?
You hope they get back to where they were in the 80s and the 90s. But even still, it's great to have Major League Baseball in your city. You've got to support this team, no matter what. It's kind of like marriage, you know? You're going to have your ups and downs, but you still got to stick with it. And, you know, in the long run, you know, when they do win, you'll feel great and, you know, it'll be a good time.
Jason Lamb, Fox 4 Sports.